Right, here I have my application open. Let me make it bigger. So we'll start to do the MongoD to run the Mongo database to host it on the port 27017. So it says waiting for connections. That's good. So just leave that open and open a new terminal to run the server side and the client side, which is going to be node1 server, so server side. It is running. Right, let's npm start to run the client side. Right, it's going to take a few minutes to run. So while it is running, let's go ahead to create the model files for the widgets. So in the models folder, widgets, we're going to again create two files. One is for the schema, and one is for the widget model. So let's go ahead and create those two files. New file in the widget folder. First one is widget the schema.js. Another one is widget the model.js. Right, schema and the model. Right, let's start from the schema. This is I think we only have some different here because we have more types in this file. So constant mongoose is equal to require the mongoose library. Constant widget schema is equal to mongoose the schema. Right. So inside here we're gonna have a few things. Firstly, we're gonna have a page ID, right? It's going to be tell us which page this widget is belongs to. We have type, which is mongoose the schema. The types, the object ID is the same thing. And the reference is reference to page model. And also we have the widget type. And the type of it is a string. And the one we also, if you check in the assignment requirement here, let me open it. Assignment requirement in the msymbol website. Let's go to the widget part. Widget part here. Right. So here are all the type, all kinds of data types we have here for the widget properties. So if for the widget type, the type of it is a string, and we also have something called enum here. That's a new type we haven't seen yet. That's basically is it is basically the array, and it's basically it is trying to limit the options for this property. So, for example, if I see here, if I write the enum is equal to the array heading, image, and YouTube. That's basically give a limitation for this property. So the widget type has to be either heading, image, or YouTube. It cannot be anything else. It's just adding some security checking here. Like if someone trying to input some wrong widget type, the system won't allow that. Right. So this thing enum means just give some limitation for this field. Like it only has three choices: either heading, image, or YouTube. And we cannot using something else for this field. This is our widget type. Let's keep going. Name, string. Text is string. And we have URL, which is string. Width is a string. And the size is number. Date created is type of that is date, and it has a default number, which is date.now. right? Again, we need to point out the collection of it. The collection name for this is called widget. So it's going to be stored in the MongoDB database. The collection name we're going to use in widget. Let's just give a name for the collection. And once everything is done, let's export it. Module.exports equal to widget schema. All right, so we have something called enum in here. Let's give you a limitation here, right? Let's go to the model. All right, let's go to the model. So the model here is basically the same thing. We're gonna again import the mongoose, and import the schema. And create the model. Mongoose.model. Name of it could call it widget model. And the schema we are using, the widget schema, we just import it. Just same format. And let's put an export here. So module.exports is equal to this widget model. Right. So in the middle, we can put any functions we have here. Again, we're gonna have something like a create widget. We're gonna have a find widgets for page, and we will have a find widget by its ID, and delete widget and update widget. Right, those are different functions we're gonna need here. That's according to the widget server here, right? We have find all widgets, have create a new widget, get a widget by ID, update the widget, and delete the widget. Or just the function we used to have in the server. We're gonna move that to the model side, to the database side. So it's adding to here. All right, let's do them one by one. So the first one, create widget. This one going to be widget model.create widget is equal to a function that takes a new widget and return a, let's say what a widget model.create widget. Right. Find widgets for page. So we're going to have widget model find all just find the widgets for page. Just make the name shorter. For page, find the widgets for page, and takes a page ID. So we need to know like which page we're looking for. We're looking for all the widgets for this page. So returns widget model find, looking for the one has page ID is equal to the PID. Right, find is going to give us all of them. The next one, find the widget by its ID. So it's going to be the same thing. Widget model find by ID. Actually, just find widget is equal to WID WGID, widget ID, right? And it's arrow function that returns widget model find by ID. It takes this WGID. And we'll have delete and update. Widget model delete widget is equal to, it takes a widget ID, so we know which one to delete. And just doing the same thing, widget model delete one. We're going to remove only one widget in this case, and the one I want to remove is the one has Actually, delete one can just, I think it can just write WGID here. It's gonna work, right? That's how we used to do it in the page. I actually forget. Let me check it. Oh, I have this. I have the ID equal to ID here. So we're gonna delete the one has a underscore ID is equal to the WGID. Yeah. So the ID equal to the widget ID. This is the one we want to delete. Right, update. Widget model. The update widget. It takes a new widget we want to update into. So returns widget model the update one. The one we want to update, it has the ID is equals to the WGID, and we want to update that into the widget. Or not WGID. We do not have a WGID yet here. We have the widget, the underscore ID. That's the ID we want to match, and update that into the widget. Right, update one. This one has underscore because I have some word checking here. Shouldn't be have any underlines. Okay, that's it for this file. Just rewrite the file method. It's the same thing as the page and the website. Nothing new. And let's go ahead and rewrite the widget server file. So it's going to in the server folder, services, and widget server.js. Right. Inside here, we are going to rewrite those functions one by one. So first one, find all widgets by giving ID. We're going to rewrite this part. Again, we're going to change this to async and constant. The widgets is equal to await, and we are getting it from the database. So it's going to be I need to import the widget model first. That's the one we just created. So constant widget model is equal to require / models folder widget folder and widget model. Yeah. So I can use it here. The widget model find widgets for page. Right, there's a name for it. Let me double check about it. Find widgets for page. Yep. And takes the PID. Let me spell the constant again. Const. After that, just restart JSON the widgets. Right. All the function here are going to just change into one line and then just return it to the client. Create new widget, and here we got the new widget. Just call the function in the widget model and just then rest JSON. So async, and the constant, some kind of data is equal to await widget model dot create widget. It takes the new widget and rest the JSON, the data, to the client. Get the widget by ID. Right? Get the widget by ID. Same thing. So we're going to change this one to async. And I say constant. And this widget is equal to widget model. The get widget. It's actually, I think it's called find widget by ID or something like that. Let me check what's the name for the function. Just find widget. Yeah, find widget. Then takes the WGID. I forget the await here. And rest the JSON. This widget. It's the same thing. Next one, update widget. delete this part. Just leave the widget itself, and then let's do async and the constant. The widget, let me see. It's just some data. It won't give us a widget object response. Wait for widget model. The update widget takes a new widget and reads the JSON, the data. Right, just one line. Last one, the delete widget. So we're gonna rewrite this part, change it to asynchronous, and the constant data is equal to await widget model the delete widget. It takes the widget ID. I misspelled the constant again. Reads the JSON data. Right, that's it. That's basically still the same thing as the page and website. Just rewrite it in for the page. Okay. And there's also something we need to fix for the client side, like the ID. We need to remove it. I think that's the only thing we need to fix on the client side. So let's go to the client side. So source folder, components, widget chooser. We remove the UUID here. We don't need that. And here has ID UUID in the create widget function. We're gonna remove that. We don't need the ID for it. Save the file. I don't think it's gonna work if I remove it, because here we actually are using it. Let me think about it. How we're gonna do it? Right, so we're gonna have to change it a little bit, because we actually need the ID of it to do the navigation. So we need actually to return its ID here. So here we call the post API widget. This is a create a new widget. Let's go to the server, services, widget server.js here. Actually in the model here, widget model, create widget. This guy won't return us the ID of this widget. I need to return something else. Let me think about how we're going to return it. Is it going to return it? Actually, not sure about it. All right, let's check it. So in here, in the client side, widget chooser, if I make that synchronous or sync, and let's say constant res is equal to await for that, await for this create and finish it. Let's console the log the res data. See what we have in the res data. Right, it's in the widget chooser. Right, let's just test. So let's open the application. Let's try it out. So if I go to show, one thing is we need to clear up the database. I have some widgets created inside there. It's going to break things. So we're going to actually remove it. So open a new terminal. Mongo to manually modify the database. Use webmaker. db the widget defined. I have some couple data here. Oh. Why the IDs of them are no, they're not correct. The page ID are not correct, so I have to remove them. So it's going to be db the widget the remove remove with a curly brace, remove everything. Right, removes everything. So right now it is empty. So we can go back to test it. So log into Shiyu, go to its websites. This is websites I created yesterday. So they are still here. Go to the M symbol, home, widgets. Let's try to create some widgets here. Let's open F12, make sure there's no error. Plus, try to create a heading widget. Oh, actually, I got the ID here. Yeah, I got the ID here. So that means I actually have that in the risk data, the object. So in here, I can remove the console log. In here, the history, the push, the $ new widget ID can be replaced into risk.data their ID. So we know like the new object's ID is like we can get it from the response. Or get it from the response. Because before this, we are trying to get in the when I generate it in the client. I was trying to generate ID in the client side, so I was directly grabbing it from client side. But right now, we are asking database to generate the ID for us, so we have to get it from the server's response. Getting the ID from the response, we know like what is the ID you created for us, so we need to grab it from there. Right. Let's try it again. So let's go back. Do that. Right. So let's try to create a new one. Heading, and this time the ID here is correct. Let's try to create a one. Name. Let's say M symbol program. Let's copy the same thing for the text. Size 1. Yes, and nothing is showing. Edit, it is here, but just not showing on the page. Oh, actually it shows. What? Something is not correct. So if I add a new one, heading, 123, size 2, okay. Actually it's showing. I don't know what was the issue, but it actually works. And I should be able to edit it. Name here is let's say the first thing I want to say is welcome to M symbol. Let's just copy the same thing for text. Size, make it 3, and it works. Welcome to M symbol. All right. So let's try something else. Try to add an image here. Image, name, just anything like a logo. URL of the image. It's looking for some M symbol image here. Images. This one. Copy image address. Let's put it here. No, that's not the image address. That's not something .jpg or something like that. Open image in a new tab. Yeah, I'm gonna copy image address from here. This should be correct, I believe. No, still not correct. That's not the correct image address. Open here. This one, copy image address. Am I able to use that? No. How do I get a real image address? No, now. Maybe this one here. That's still not .jpg. I need a JPG image. Let's maybe this T-shirt. No. Copy image address, is that a... No, that's some kind of weird address. M symbol, JPEG, something like that. Can I do it? Or this one? Oops, what I'm clicking. Yeah, that is a PNG address. I can use that. All right, copy the image address. I can use this one. I'm gonna put it in here. Width, make it 100%, and OK. It's showing. Maybe too big, and make it 50%. And for this one, I can make it. I can undelete it. Yeah, it works. Everything is working. Let's try to end a YouTube video. URL address. Right, we're gonna change the way we import the URL address. Right now, if you want to import a video, you have to go to the YouTube and click the video you want to import. For example, this one, and you will need to waiting for this one to be done. Right. So if you want to import that, you have to go to the share and choose embed, and looking for the source here, which is kind of annoying. And to get in URL, I have to copy the whole thing, and looking for the source inside it. It's kind of like a really inconvenient. But actually, it works. And what we want to do is that I want to make it like all I need to do is just right click and copy video URL and put it here and make it work. Right now, if you make it, you just directly copy the URL here, it's not gonna work. It's just gonna show you like it's refused to connect. So we're actually gonna rewrite the YouTube video a little bit to make it actually works. The width should be, let's try to 50%. The width actually works. Yeah, so only thing I want to change is the URL address, make it more convenient. Let's see how can we do it. Now we're gonna go to the YouTube source component widget YouTube. All right. Let's say unsubmit which is let me see how did we do it. Have unsubmit here. We're going to check it here. So let's say I can check it here in the widget edit unsubmit function. We can check it here. So in this one, when we create this new widget, after we create it, we can basically check before we check it, before we create that. So we can say if the widget type is equal to YouTube, I want to update the URL of it. So we're gonna the way we update it, the URL, we're gonna compare the difference between the two URL. So the video URL, if you just copy the video URL, you can see the URL is something looks like this, as HTTP / YouTube BE and / and with kind of like the video's ID. And the embedded video address is copied from here. You can check the difference. So for that one, it is let's just get rid of the extra information we don't need. The embedded address is like that. So you can see the ID of them are the same. The difference are the part before the ID. So what we're going to do, we're going to parse this one into the embedded version. So we're going to change the youtube.be into www.youtube.com/embed. This is what we need. Right. So if the widget type is YouTube, what we want to do here is we're going to see the URL of it is equals to, actually I cannot set up the URL. Yeah, I think we're going to do it after the new widget. Let's do it after it. So let's make it after this one here. Let's make it here. Right. So if the widget tab is YouTube, we're going to do, let's see. So we say, let me think about it. Let's say constant video ID is equals to, we want to grab the video's ID outside of the video's URL here. So it's going to be, we're going to have to do some kind of split here. So it's going to be widget, actually it's called a new widget, the URL, the split, we're going to split it depends on the slash, right? So it's going to split it into, based on the slash, into different parts, right? So the first part, second part, third part, and the fourth part. So we actually want the last part here. So which is going to be the third one, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's console log it out, make sure that's correct. Actually, I don't need to cancel it. Just try to finish it, see if that works. Constant video ID equals to that, and we want to rewrite it into this one. So let's say I want to update the new widget. The URL is equals to the first part of this plus the video ID, right? So it's just transfer the normal video URL into the embedded version of video URL. So transfer that into this version. So I think it's gonna work. Let's try it. So let's go to this one here, right? So right now, if I just directly put the ID of that here, I put this ID here, and click on OK, it works this time. So when I submit it, let's say it's actually changed to the embedded version. Right? What I submitted was the video URL version. Just right click, copy the video URL and put it here, and it grabs the ID and reformat it for me, parse it into embedded version, so it's gonna work. Right, this is what I want to do for the videos. Right, it actually works. Oops. Embed. What? Hold on. Let me check it. Oh, I cannot do that because if they want to update it, it's gonna be something wrong. I actually want to get in the last part here. Last part, can I get is -1? Is -1 the last one? Let me double check about it. Console. Actually, let me just try it here. So if I open the terminal, if I try something like a constant array, my array is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to grab the, I misspelled the constant. If I want to grab the last one, can I say my array -1? No, I cannot. How do I grab the last one? I think I have to grab the length of it and the -1. Yeah. So to make it more general, I'm going to, instead of saying 3 here, I'm going to say, actually I'm going to have to separate this into 2 functions. So let's say constant splitted is equal to new URL.split, right? Just make it here, and constant length is equal to splitted the length, so we know how many items we have inside it. And the video ID can always be the last part, so we can do splitted the length minus 1. I hope that makes sense. So this one, first step, let's just get rid of this one. Oops, sorry. Get rid of these 2 comments. So first step here, we're trying to split the URL into array of strings. And the second one is get the basically it's count number of strings we have in splitted URL. And third one is get the last element in splitted URL, which is video ID, right? And this last step is parse URL into embedded version. Right? Let's hope that makes sense. Now, no matter which version of the video I give there, it's always gonna work. So if I just put the embedded version, it should work. If I put the normal the YouTube.be version, and as long as the last element is the video's ID, it should always work. Even I just only put the ID inside here, it's supposed to be working, right? Because the last item, as long as the last item is the ID, it's gonna work. Because we're only gonna grab it and rewrite it here. All right. I think that's it for the database part, and we even rewrite the widget. Right. I'm gonna stop the recording for this video and upload the assignment. Let me upload the assignment first. So once you've done everything here, you just go ahead to submit your assignments. Gonna git add dot git commit -m. This is db widget git push. And you should test it like how I did it here. Like just test every step here. Make sure everything is working. Right? And then go to the GitHub. Oops, why? Go to GitHub and looking for the WinMaker application you have, and go to release. Make sure the code is updated. It should be something should say like 31 seconds ago or like a few seconds ago. So it means like it's just you actually successfully push the code. And let's go to release here. Draft a new release. Database. Database side, something like that. Database side should be here. The tag version is 4.1 or 4.0. Publish release, and you'll be able to see that in the release. All right. There's one more thing. So the code itself is working right now in here, but we also want it to be working fine in the Heorku. So we need to actually go to the Heorku, set it up. So if you go to the Heorku.com, like go to your own dashboard, log in, and looking for the one I'm working on. I think it is. Oh my god, which one is that? M symbol with WB? Is that this one? It pretends. No, not this one. This is the old one. WinMaker SW, I think it's this one. Yeah, just now. So if I open apps, it actually opens here, but I'm not gonna be able to log in, because it doesn't connect to a database. It doesn't connect to a database. I'm not even gonna get an error here because it doesn't connect to the database. Right. So to connect this one to a database, we are actually going to create an online database. Right. To create an online database, we are so if you go to the application here in overview, there's a button called configure add-ons, and we are going to search for add-on called what's that called again? mlab. Yeah, mlab MongoDB. This one. We're gonna add in this one. We're gonna using the free version, sandbox free, and provisioning it. And it's gonna this add-on gonna be added to our database, to our application. Right. So when you do it, it may give you an error, and the error gonna be on the right side. It says like something you need to verify your account, something like that. So to verify it, you need to go to the click on the where is that again? Click on your icon, account setting. Yeah, click on your icon here, account setting. Go to billing. You're gonna need to add in your credit card here. Adding your card here. It won't charge anything. You can see like I'm just still at 0 here, but it just used to verify your account. Like make sure if you want to charge any money in the future, they're gonna using the card you put it here. But the whole process is gonna be free. But it just needs your card here to be verified, to verify your account, right? To verify your account here. And if you do not have a credit card, we can use some other ways to do it. It's gonna be more complex, so it's gonna be easier if you have a credit card. Just put it here. It's gonna be free, right? You can remove it later. Right. Let's go back to the application. So once you add your credit card, and you'll be able to add in mlab, and you can in overview you're gonna be able to see this one here, the mlab MongoDB sandbox inside here. Click on it. Click on it. It's gonna bring you to the online database interface, and we're gonna need a few things here to be able to connect it to here, to be able to connect it to this database. So once you get in here, click on the users. This is not like the user collection we created. This is the users like who has permission to connect it to the database. And we're gonna add in a database user here, and I'm gonna create a username, a password here. I'm just gonna using like something like admin. Password, like just put like say password. You're gonna use something more secure. Password. You need at least one numeric character. That's password 1, or something like that. Admin password 1. So just using some username password you create. You can create it by yourself, but don't forget it. Create it, and you're gonna be able to see the admin is added here. It's kind of a user. You can use any username and password. You can see the user added is going to be here, right? So we're going to be using this username and the password to connect the application and the database. So once you create that, you see here it says to connect using a driver while standard MongoDB URI. Let's copy this one here, right? This line here, Copy that. Let's go to our application. We're going to connecting them together. Remember, in our server folder, models folder, we have a models server.js here. I introduced you like this first line is a local database, and this if cases here is for the online database. It says if there is a mlab username existing, we are going to using this connection string instead of the old one. We're going to using this one here. So the one you just copied, so you just put it here for temporarily, right? So we're going to using the username and the password, and also the correct the database name. So it says use yours. Replace the string here, right, to the one you have here after the at, right? After the at, like just including the at after it, this whole part. Copy that, put that inside here. Right, or you can get rid of it. We don't need it any other place. Right, so this is a database we want to connect it to. And you can see it also needs a username and password. We're not going to directly put our username and password in our code. Because if we do that, everyone will be able to see that in the GitHub. Right? Everyone will be able to see that in the GitHub. So where we're going to put our username and password, it's going to be inside. If you go back to the application, in the settings, it says reveal config variables. You're going to put it here. I'm going to put it here. So the username, we're going to call it mlab username with div. Copy that. This is the name for it. And the value for it is admin. This is one just created. Edit. And the next one is a password. So mlab password with div. Copy that. Paste here. The password I created is password1. Edit. And that's it. So it has username and password in here. And when you send the code to Heorku, the Heorku will be able to find the variables you created with the same name and apply it as a username and password. So username going to equal to the admin. Password is going to equal to the password1 here. And they are going to be used to construct this connection string. And it's going to be connected to the Mongo database online. Now let's try it out. So let's send our code to the GitHub. Git add dot git commit -m. Let's say config mlab git push, something like that. And it's going to take some time to update it. You should be able to see it here. Right, it's starting update. Alright, it's done, and let's check it again. So open the app, just going to bring you to the application. Right, so I'm still not going to able to log in because if you check the database, if you click on that to check your database, that should be empty. It doesn't have any connection. Remember, it's not the database you created locally. That's going to be a new database here. So we're going to have to register new users. Let's try to register Alice. Alice, password Alice, word password Alice, register. And if you refresh your database here, you can see the user connection is created, and the Alice is inside here. Right? We can update it. So update the email into alice@gmail.com. First name is Alice. Password is last name is Wonder. Update it. Update it successfully. So if I refresh it here, you can see the information is updated here. Right? You can make it bigger. And you can also update it from the database here, and your profile is going to be updated automatically. For example, if I change the email, instead of gmail.com, I want to change it to, let's say it's an edit button. Change it to alicewonder@gmail.com. Let's save. And if I refresh here, you can see the email is changed. Right, database is online right now. And let's go back to the webmaker. Not this one. I want to check in all my. How do I check it here? Yeah. So I have user caching. I can keep going. Go to websites. Create a new website here. Website. Its name is m symbol. Description 1, 2, 3. Submit. If I refresh this one, the website connection is created. Right. So try everything after you change the Heorku. We want to make sure everything is still working. Go to m symbol. Let's create a page. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And refresh here. See the page connection is coming up. I can also create a widget inside it. A heading, name 1, 2, 3, text 1, 2, 3. And see the widget is come up. So right now, if like no matter which computer I'm using, and like I just go to the URL here, like web-maker/sw.heorkuapp.com. No matter which computer I'm using, it's going to show me the same data. I can log in to check it, and data will be online forever unless I delete it. Right? Everyone's going to be the same thing right now. See the same thing. Again, feel free to delete that if I don't need. Yeah, something like that. Log out. All right. So that's it for today's lecture, and that's it. That's it for this assignment. Not going to be something new next week, and you still have one more week to finish that. Next week, we may still have some small lectures to improve the application, but it won't be something related to this assignment. That's it for this assignment. All right. So something I actually want to improve is like when I log in here, I do not want it actually to alert me because it's kind of annoying. If it alert like that, I have to click it first, then I can change what I type here. Or if I have to click OK every time, it's kind of annoying. So I'm going to using some another way to create an alert, and some other improve going to be included in next week. Right. So I'm going to stop recording right now and.